Hey everyone, this is Andrew Kissin, Senior Marketing Manager for Zahn Dental. We're here with Nicole Varras from Centric Relations Dental Lab in Connecticut. Nicole, can you give us a little bit of an overview of your laboratory, how many employees, what your focus is, and really just where you are today as a business?
Really, it's me and a driver, and I just specialize in removables, and that's all we do. So complete dentures, partials, flexible partials. That's pretty much what we do.
And you recently, or you've taken maybe made the business decision to transition from analog to digital. Can you tell us what that journey was like? Where did you start and kind of where did you end up in terms of equipment and workflows?
Right. So it's been a gradual progression. I just started with 3Shape with the scanner. And then I worked with that for a few months, got comfortable with it, treated it basically like a CE type thing. You want to get it in and feel comfortable and be somewhat proficient with the software. And then the next progression was a Formlabs printer. And so I was able to integrate that. And so now the next progression after that was getting a mill and expanding my capabilities because it's gone well. I mean, everybody's been very happy with what I've done so far, my clients. And I've introduced them to it slowly, some more so than others, because some were really, really wanting to get into it. So that's kind of why I ended up.
You mentioned your customers and your clients have been happy. Have you been able to tell, or can they tell the difference between an analog or a traditional removable appliance versus what you've been doing using digital?
Well, I've been very open with them. I tell them exactly what's digital and what's not. And I'm not going to make anybody transition to digital if they're not ready to. That's just my philosophy. So I've got it here. If you want it, I can make it for you. You want it analog, I'll give it the analog. You want it digital, you get it digital.
So what was your first step in, right? Everyone's probably thinking a removable lens. I have to imagine they know that there's an opportunity on getting started with digital. When did the aha moment kind of hit for you of, okay, let me at least start designing in 3Shape and kind of start your integration that way?
When I started looking at the books and one of my accounts numbers were going down, and he had recently bought a Trios scanner. And so I had a discussion with them and they were like, well, we really like, digital. We bought this digital scanner and we want to be able to use it. So I was like, okay, well, it looks like it's about time I get into digital. And so that's basically what I did. I said, because if that's the way the industry is going, they're eventually, all your accounts are going to migrate over that way because it's more efficient. So when they're ready, they're not necessarily going to tell you that they're going digital.
And then so an account really, I don't want to say forced you, but maybe made you make that leap a little sooner than you wanted to.
Yeah. I was still comfortable in the analog role. I was, humming right along, and then that experience in particular woke me up.
And then from being a removable technician for, I'm sure, most of your life, how long did it take you to get comfortable with, taking what you know about morphology and, regular tooth aesthetics and function to take it from the analog world to designing in 3Shape? What was that transition like for you?
Your eyes know what they need to see. It's just a little different looking at it on a computer screen. So once you make that transition, it's really not that much different. It's a whole lot more efficient, I'll tell you.
Well, that's the key, right? Efficiency. So now you have a scanner, you have a 5-axis mill, and you have a 3D printer. How has the entire digital workflow taken your lab, essentially a one-person lab, besides your delivery driver, to be more efficient in your workflow process?
It allows me to spend more time doing my setups or designing a partial or all that stuff, because all the processing is essentially done. It's automated now. So instead of, duplicating models, blocking out, duplicating, surveying, all that stuff, we're doing it all digitally, and it's very quick. And all my processing is I put it on the machine and walk away. The same thing with dentures. Once I get that setup done, I can take my time and do the setup. I don't have to get it done very quickly, because once it's done, the case is essentially done for me. Once I finish the setup, it's going to go out for try. And if it comes back and they're ready to process, you do an automatic redesign to get the final STL files. So, because I print the try-ins. So you just do an automatic redesign. So you get the the millable file, as long as there's no changes to be made. And then you just put it on the mill and you're done. So it's effectively taking out, 2 or 3 hours a day for me to process at the end of the day, and then come in the next day and boil out, cure, deflask. All that stuff. It's you put it on the mill. Once it comes off the mill, you cut it out of the puck, and the denture, the finish on these things is absolutely beautiful. Just coming off the mill, it's really, you bond the teeth, and it's a very light polish to get a nice high shine on it.
So from the mill, what type of restorations or what kind of appliances are you milling versus printing?
So I'm milling all my dentures, my final dentures. The only thing I'm printing really are, like I said, custom trays, base plates, try-in dentures, and that's it. Everything else is getting milled. So, all my flexible partials are going to get milled now. With the VisiClear and the Duraflex and the acetal. It's just the whole workflow is just so much more efficient.
So now that you have 2 to 3 more hours out of your day that maybe you're not spending in fabricating the dentures, are you doing more restorations, or are you dedicating that time to running the business? Where are you finding? What are you doing with the extra time?
Now I have time to do some marketing. I was at a point before I had no time, no desire to do any marketing, simply because I couldn't handle anymore.
Right.
I was kind of, I was at a nice, comfortable level. So now I've got time to go do some marketing, bring in some more work.
I'm not a denture technician, but I always feel like printed dentures is one part of it. But what about characterizing, or actually adding characterization to the printed denture after that? Are you touching up post-processing, and making it custom and unique? Like, what's that process like?
That's a new product line that I'll be offering. So instead of just the milled denture, we'll be doing a milled characterized with a composite denture. Something I've always wanted to do, but again, I never had the time to do it. So I went and took all the courses, learned how to do it, and really enjoy doing it. I just, as a one-person lab, I really never had the time to offer it and be able to do it the way I want to. So this is another one of those things that I can add to my list, my product line, something that that's what I enjoy doing, essentially. So I'll be doing more things that I enjoy doing.
Good. So as a small business owner in a growing market segment where, in my opinion, there's a lot of opportunity for dentures, for digital dentures, for a removable lab to maybe take their process from analog to digital. You've kind of experienced it. You've lived it from scanner to printing and milling. What advice do you have, or what tips might you suggest to another lab in another state that's not competing with you? What kind of advice might you have for somebody?
Take it slowly, one step at a time. Every business is different. Figure out what your needs are and where it can help you the most. Get educated on everything out there. That's really the best thing you can do for yourself. But there's a lot of systems out there. There's a lot of different ways digitally that we can do these things. Figure out which one's right for you, and get good support. Support is absolutely key. With the machinery, with the software, with everything, you definitely need a good support team, because I've been on the phone with those guys a lot. especially in the beginning. Yeah.
And how has your experience with the Zahn tech support team been? Have they been able to help?
They've been phenomenal. Yeah, they've been great. Every problem is solved. In a really quick amount of time. They've been very good.
Great.
I almost always get somebody when I call in right away. There's really very little waiting, and everything I've needed so far. I mean, they've helped me set up the software in the beginning, and now I've actually, because of COVID-19 and all that stuff, I've been working from home a little bit more. So they helped me set up a whole the workstation at home. I bought another PC and had them set up the software for me, so I can work from home as well.
That's great. Well, Nicole, we really appreciate your time. Really, great to hear about one customer's journey from analog to digital, and that Zahn's been there to help throughout that process. So thank you for your time. Stay safe, and we look forward to hearing more about you and your newfound love for marketing.
All right. Thank you. Thanks.